Texas kid, supporting him. You know, he's a Texas kid, local, around my high school, not too far. So, you know, I had a chance, to share this, share the same Texas football with him. And so, you know, I'm pumped for him, for all the success he's had for A&M, and I'm pulling for him.
How talented was that 2022 quarterback class in Texas with you and Wegman and Jackson Arnold, Kate Klubnik? And I guess you were reclassified. He was with y'all before he did.
Yeah, no, Texas is a great state for football, especially at quarterback level, with all the great quarterbacks that played in Texas. But like the group that you mentioned, what a great group. With all the resources that's provided, being in the state of Texas, big stadiums, great coaching staff, the weight rooms are outstanding. So it's a lot of factors of the performance from high school quarterback with all the resources provided.
Jalen, what do you think about Coach Saban predicting that it's going to be Georgia and Texas in the SEC championship game?
I think the biggest thing is just really attacking the offseason. For us, we attacked it by 4 stages of offseason. Number 1, fourth quarter program. Number 2, spring ball. 3, summer 1. Now 4, summer 2. So like once we have that, with our goals as far as short-term goals, long-term goals that we want to achieve, it's all about building each and every day to be the best version of ourselves each and every day that we come into the building. With the time that we're in the building, you have quotes, throughout the day. So you're honestly motivated each and every day. And with our team, we have shared success. So I'm super excited for what the future holds for our football team because of the family-oriented group that we have.
Jalen, you were on your way to Tyler the day Saban news came out about him retiring. They told you to turn around and get back to Tuscaloosa. What do you remember about that day, and what would it mean if your team and yourself put yourself in a position to get back there and win that award this year, the Earl Campbell Award?
Yeah, I'll say it was a lot of factors in the offseason for sure that we can reflect on and build from. But, one thing for our team that we try to do is be level-headed, not making any emotional decision, come together with all our decision-making and come together as a group, as a whole team. And that's something that we've done a really good job from the start of offseason to now in July is coming together. And with that, leaders have stepped up. We have a really special group with a player-led group with each and every one that's a part of the team. And so with that, you're always going to have external factors. You're going to have factors that might sway you from your goals and stuff like that. So it's for leaders to refocus the group and enforce, hey, this is our team, this is the standard here, and that's something that we've done a really good job at.
Can you talk a little bit about Shaz Preston and your time with him last year and what he's going to bring to Tulane next season?
Absolutely, man. That's my guy. When he came in, that was a guy I was around a lot. With him being an underclassman under me, he really got, I got a chance to get to know him. We built a great relationship. And like I mentioned, I was upperclassmen above him. So I just gave him my insight on Alabama and just the program and as a whole. But you're getting a tall, a big guy at receiver that's passionate about the game, loves the game, and just, he's going to do everything that he needs to be the best receiver he can be.
Thank you.
Like Jalen having played as a quarterback season. Where do you want to improve as a quarterback this season?
For me, master the game of football. The great thing about last year, I can reflect on my film from last year and build upon that. And it's all about being around guys that's going to push me and uplift me and hold me to a standard of playing at a high level. And I have that with Coach DeBoer and Coach Sheridan, and I'm so super excited about. And for us, we narrowed some things down that we wanted to improve on and build upon. And we're going to reflect on it as a group.
What's your critique of yourself?
I think for me, I'm not a finished product. I think for me, today I stopped getting better. Today I feel as though I need to retire. So with that, I can always seek information and try to be a sponge at the position, whether it's situation awareness, whether it's protection, whether it's coverages. There's a multitude of things that as a quarterback to play at a high level, you have to master that aspect. And number one that people think about is more the physical aspect, but not the mental aspect. So I think mentally being stronger in the game and be ready for all situations that occur so you can be the strongest player you can be on the football field.
What kind of coach is A&M getting in Coach Wiggins?
Oh, they're getting a great guy. So with my time at Alabama, Coach Wiggins was a receiver coach, and I built a great relationship with him and his family. And I can just say, man, they're going to get a guy that's really passionate about his players, really loves the game of football, a guy that played the game, so he acknowledges what it takes to be successful, and then also someone that truly cares about his players. So they're getting a great guy in Coach Wiggs.
Jalen, let's talk about your team. Who on the roster are we not giving enough hype going into this season?
I'll say the whole team as a whole, because this is a team that they could have went anywhere they wanted to, but they stayed grounded, they stayed committed to our team, and so I'll say it's time to give everybody flowers who's a part of our Alabama 2024 football team, because it was difficult. It's been a difficult offseason as far as processing the external factors, the things that we can't control necessarily, but really refocusing on our goals as a team and staying grounded. So I'm really proud of the guys that's in the locker room, because they could have went anywhere they wanted to, but they stayed grounded and wanted to do something special with this team for the 2024 season.
What did you learn by watching this South Florida game?
So one thing that I can mention is that was a turning point of our season. That was a chance for us to come together as a team. We talk about the link mentality, let all naysayers know. That was a chance for us to really come together and build a theme upon what our season wanted to be about. And so, although you can always look at things that are negative in a football game, there's always things that you want back in the game. No matter what game it is, you can't play a perfect game. And one thing we can mention is that the turning point of our season was coming together as a group and mention the family acronym, forget about me, I love you. And so that was very special for our group to come together as one and try to refocus and go attack all of our short-term goals and long-term goals.
One thing they talk about a lot is the changes like we've been through every year. What's one thing to stay consistent, and like what have you done to stay grounded this whole time in Alabama?
I'll say attacking the mental aspect of the game, being mentally tough, but also sitting around yourself that are like-minded but also smarter in a sense that you're always learning and growing, and also being around people that are uplifting you and someone that you can lean on and trust as far as getting you better. Because while you're going on this process, I feel as though it takes a team and takes a whole group and a whole village to uplift you through your journey. And I don't believe in the word self-made. I think it really does take a team. And so with that, of course, there's going to be factors that try to take you away from your goals and stuff like that. But it's all about being around good people, and that's what I have in my circle.
What did those wins over A&M the last 2 years do for you and your personal development and maturity? You guys had to grind those out.
I think reflecting about when I came into college and mentioning Bryce Young. Bryce Young did a really good job being a starter for Alabama, and I saw football in a different lenses. And with my time, you can always try to seek information, and that's what I did with coaching staff and also with the starter and Bryce. And one thing that Coach Sheridan mentioned to our team, it was during that practice one day, he went up to somebody at practice. He said, "Hey, how many reps did you have today at practice?" Dude, he started counting on his fingers. When I had that prep earlier, he started counting. He said like 7 or something like that. He said, "No, you had every rep today." And so that's how I incorporated into my time at Alabama. Prior to me getting the start for every game that I started, was that I had mental reps. Every rep that may have been taken when I was a backup, I took a rep. It was a mental rep being on the sideline and, looking at the defenses. I learned a lot. And so with that, with my time, it was times where I learned so much being off the field. And I incorporate that with my development for whenever my time was to play and to play for our team and lead them in the right direction. So I'll say this is beyond games that I played that I was able to learn.
Jalen, we see you came out with that hat just now. What about your personality? Can your Alabama teammates tell you're a Texas guy?
I'm from Texas, man. But no, I say, man, this is something that is part of the Texas culture, and it's something that everybody knows. I'm from Texas. I rep it pretty loudly when I'm at the facility.
Jalen, a guy you shared backfield with, Jalen Milroe, had a big spring. What have you seen from him? What are you expecting from him coming in this season?
I'll say he's hungry, always, never complacent. A guy is very quiet, but his success makes a noise. With how hard he grinds in the offseason, it's been special to see him keep working and putting his head down and work, especially because now he's an upperclassman. Before he's an underclassman, now he's an upperclassman. So to see his development, to see how much he loves the game of football, and he's a Texas kid, so we share something in common. But no, we have a great relationship. Super glad that he stayed grounded and continue to get better, because he's doing a really good job for us.
Compete and somebody who's going to give it their all.
You got a bunch of guys transfer, but when you see someone transfer to Auburn, what was that like mentally to see crossing that line?
Yeah, man, it's with my brother at the end of the day, so I wish him the best, and I hope he snaps on everybody but the last game on their schedule and our schedule.
Jalen was saying a few minutes ago that South Florida, that game was kind of a turning point for you all. Did you kind of agree with that? What did you learn from that experience?
It definitely was a turning point. We just had to lock in and really be real with ourselves about what we wanted to accomplish in the season, and the way we was going about our business in the Texas game and the South Florida game, that wasn't a standard to where Alabama football needed to be played at, and we addressed those issues, and we went on a little run after the South Florida game. Yeah.
What have y'all thought about the move to morning practice?
The move to morning practice, I actually like it. It's giving us the opportunity to get up in the morning, get our work in, and have more time to get treatment and get any extra work in that you have.
Do you think most of the team feels that way, liking the morning practice?
Yeah.
Is it cooler?
Yeah, it I say it is, but it still does get pretty hot out there.
Where do you spot the swagger here today?
You say what?
Where do you spot the swagger here today?
Yeah, just a little hat, man. I got some little shoes to match my chain and a little green suit. Nothing too much.
Where's the toughest place you've played in the SEC?
Toughest place I've played, I'm gonna be real. It's kind of hard to say. Everywhere we go, especially in the SEC, is rocking. I don't think I've been to an SEC game that wasn't rocking. So really any of them. So any SEC game that we have, I expect it to be rocking and noisy. And anytime somebody's playing Alabama, they're always gonna bring their all, their team and their fans.